May 5th,
something
6th,
or other.
7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
The maze.
This is why I have the Regal app.
Maze.
What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Me and Brett are wearing the same shirt for the sake of symmetry, and we both wear glasses.
Heck yeah!
We're twins.
Twinsies!
We're both in our 30s. Hey. Hey.
Get out of here, young blood.
Little baby.
Happily.
No, don't leave us.
No, I just more meant being the young blood.
Oh.
Don't reach young
That's
blood.
true.
Don't reach young blood. Now I'm gonna have to go watch Uncle Drew all night. God dang it! Not the movie. The YouTube
Oh, I was
series.
gonna say you're gonna watch that
I did
masterpiece.
see that movie in theaters.
Was it worth it?
No. No. It was terrible. But
Anywho,
it was entertaining.
Good.
At least it
No,
made
as
you
long
laugh.
As long as it's
Yeah.
entertaining.
I think my cousin loved it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. They might have also still been in the stage for everything is good. I can't remember how old they were. Anywho,
That's such a great place to be.
dude, those were the
Right?
best.
Those are the days.
Then Aragon came out, and I was like, "What is this?"
I remember seeing that in a test screening. I had a friend who worked at the Newton Theater, and he was like, I can bring one friend to, like, the night before the movie comes out. They do a test screening of it to make sure, because this is back when they still use film.
Yeah.
So, like, we had to make sure it all works right. So, like, come. He's like, come watch it. So, like, I got my popcorn bowl. I'm so excited. This is my favorite book series. I sit down. I'm in there for 96 minutes or whatever the runtime is. I'm driving back the 15 minutes from the Newton Theater to home. I'm just like with the windows down because I was so incredibly bored by it. I almost fell asleep. I was like mad at the world. How did they do this to my baby?
Look what they done to my boy.
How
It did
long?
me wrong.
How long in the movie did it take before you went, "Oh no, oh no"?
Not real long. Not real long.
Yeah, like at what
When the
moment-
baby dragon flies up into the sky and comes back down as an adult, and you just go, "Oh no."
when in
I don't think that's how that works.
the scene where the egg appears and it's like it happens, and then the deer, which is just in the background, is just like slowly walking out of frame. You're like, we couldn't like get the deer to run, or like this is an explosion and this deer is just it's fine. That's when you know they didn't have the budget to like properly get an animal handler in there to make the shot happen like it needed
And
to.
CG wasn't good enough yet that you could just computer generate it.
True.
So did they get real dragons?
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
you got to do the real thing. Why do you think there aren't any anymore?
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about living in a world if dragons were real.
Be so dope and so
No,
terrifying.
I've seen
Dope-
Rain of Fire. I've seen
Dope
Rain
is
of Fire.
not- like that's what he said too. He was like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome." He's like, "I would go catch one," and I was like,
No, we wouldn't.
I'm out. Like I don't want any part
Tyler,
of that
you've got the
world.
training. You've been playing Elden Ring. This would just be real life Elden Ring.
Hold on.
I die a lot in that game. That is not good.
I have a question. In everything, dragons are always like super mystical, super hard to kill. What technology would we develop? Because we would have to deal with dragons.
I think we already have it. Predator missiles. We would be in our little bunkers with our joysticks, like.
But the dragons are just gonna fly up above them and just grab the drone.
I think we'd have to develop some kind of personalized
We'll develop an apparatus.
aerial maneuverability device. A jetpack. We'd have to develop jetpacks or an Iron Man suit. Just because I think as on the ground, we're not fast enough, unless you're in a vehicle, to avoid a dragon. So you have to be able to maneuver in the air to be faster than them. You have to be the smaller, more nimble attacker.
We'll develop an apparatus where we can breathe on land. Not for days, maybe 30 minutes, an hour. You lose that battle. 9 times out of 10.
that didn't go the way you thought it would, did it?
I love that he gets back on his computer after it does. It's just like,
Yeah.
like I told him.
underrated movie, even though I don't think anybody underrates it. Somehow it's still underrated.
Somehow, the other guy's still underrated.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I'm Luke. This is Mr. Tyler.
I am Tyler. That's the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
What's up, guys?
Best intro ever.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a good
We
time.
haven't been off topic enough this year, so that felt good.
Really?
What show have you been
I was
hosting?
gonna say, I feel like we're off topic every week.
For an extended amount of time. We're 7 minutes into this podcast.
Well, let me.
We have
get
to
this-
give time to people to come join us.
That's
You know, this,
true.
The live show. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that whole live aspect thing.
Yeah,
that we
that's
do.
true.
Well, I'll get us started because I will definitely not waste a lot of time. This week, I went home and saw my family. That was awesome. Super fun. I went to a Wizards game. It was
Ooh.
fan appreciation night, so I got like 4 shirts, a bobblehead, and a jersey.
let's go.
So that was dope. Hung out with my sister a lot. It was a really good time, much needed. Can't wait to go back. I love you, family, if you're watching. And then I finished Dune Messiah while I was on the plane. I'm gonna give that a straight to streaming.
Oh.
Borrow that book from someone.
Borrow the book, right?
Yeah.
Borrow the book. That's the straight to streaming. I can never remember our literacy equivalent.
I would
to-
say well, I just came up with that on the spot. Then
Okay.
we should probably like make a little subscale
Probably.
type
For
thing.
movies on streaming, I always say find it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that. Find it for free. Do not buy Dune Messiah. And if you've read Dune and you're thinking to yourself, man, should I keep reading this? The answer is no. Do not keep reading this.
Don't finish Dune.
Stop at Dune.
Finish
Stop-
Dune.
Stop at Dune.
But don't
Don't
go
go
on
any
to
further.
the ancillary stories.
Yeah.
Anything with a colon is shunned.
Dune
Is it-
Part 2. Don't watch it.
Well, Children
Is
of
that what you're
Dune
saying?
doesn't have a colon. Just Children of Dune.
Maybe that's why they're so upset they couldn't poop.
Well done. Well
I was
done.
not expecting that, but
Yeah, that was good. It was so good that it like completely went over my head for a second, and it took me a minute to catch it. But that's great. Yeah, Dune Messiah. Find it for free. Takes place 12 years after Dune. There's a lot going on. I don't know. I'll probably read Children of Dune in like 4 years when I forget how bad Messiah was. But yeah,
You can find it for free from me because I have it.
sweet.
nice.
So this kind of leads into what I did after I finished Dune Messiah. So I went to buy Children of Dune because I was pretty close to finishing Messiah. And I really like V.E. Schwab as an author.
Yeah.
And she had a new book come out that I didn't realize was out yet. I knew it was coming soon. I just didn't know when. But there was a huge end cap for it. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to buy that instead. So I bought that. Instead of Children of Dune, and I'm so glad I did that because I did start that book. It's called Gallant.
Gallant.
Gallant. I sound stuffy. I don't know why.
There's something going around.
I don't know.
It's that time of the year.
It's those old allergies.
It's true.
Allergies.
I was out doing a lot of yard work.
I
this
saw you
weekend.
walking this morning. I
Oh,
was
yeah?
taking Brenda to daycare.
Oh.
But I realized it way too late or I would have honked at you. Anywho's, so I started reading Gallant. It's about a girl who doesn't know who her parents are, but she sees ghouls.
Oh.
Ooh.
And she doesn't really know why. They can't hurt her or touch her. All she has is a journal from her mom, and the journal just kind of like is this downward spiral into madness where her mom kind of lost her mind.
Mm-hmm.
But the last entry in the book says never go to Gallant, or like stay away from Gallant.
Ooh, I bet she's going there.
Well, she gets a letter from her uncle, like, hey, we've been looking for you because your family's gone. Her parents are dead. She doesn't have any siblings. And so she goes to the address, and the house is called Gallant. It has it on a big gate. Only problem is her uncle's not there and has been dead for years, and so nobody really knows what's going on. She can see ghosts. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I read the first 80 pages in one sitting, and I was like, this is gonna go quick.
Nice.
I haven't read the book, obviously, and I haven't played the game, but for some reason it reminds me of when you played Resident Evil.
Village?
No, the other one.
Biohazard?
7.
Yeah, that's Biohazard.
6, 5. 4?
Oh, because they're like, don't
3?
come here. And then he's like, I'm going to
2?
go there.
He's like, I gotta go find my
The
wife.
2 remake?
No, it's 7.
Number 1, part 2?
No, 7.
I don't know how many Resident Evils there are.
A lot.
It's one of the Paul Thomas or the Paul W.S.H.A. Anderson movies. Mila Jovovich remake. It's one of
those. Got it.
Brilliant films.
Yeah, I need to play 7 because I beat Village, but I could not get through Biohazard because it's so scary. Biohazard way scarier. Anyways, that's all I did. Oh, and I recorded another episode of the Big 12 Takeover podcast. Go check that out if you've not already.
That one's on OU?
Yeah, this week was Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, as they say in that fan base.
I'm an OU fan. Did you know that?
Why?
My dad's from
I feel like
Oklahoma.
I did know that.
My dad's from Oklahoma, and so their house was divided between OU and OSU.
Well, Oklahoma State is this week.
So, oh, there you go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Sweet.
Tease for that. I think the Big 12 title runs through the state of Oklahoma this year. But I won't
Nice
say
tease.
who I think wins it.
Luke, before you start your recap,
KU.
over in the chat, Matthew R59 says hi to Luke and the other people.
Yeah, and we're just chopped liver over here.
What up?
We're happy to be the other people to to what is Luke
Yeah.
in his essence. So Luke, why don't you tell us about what you did this week?
Well, first things first. I have this statue here. I don't know if you can see it. I ordered this a long time ago, and Sideshow and Hot Toys just had so many delays because of all the COVID stuff. This is my Ahsoka Tano Hot Toys figure. It's awesome. It's the same brand as my Captain America from Endgame. Freaking love that thing.
It's dope.
Super detailed.
Yeah.
Plus, it's, I think, the best version of Ahsoka we've gotten, which is from the final season of Clone Wars and the Siege of Mandalore. Go watch Clone Wars. It's a great show.
Clone Wars is fantastic.
It's some of the best Star Wars that you can get.
Yep.
What else did I do?
You watched a show.
I did. I watched Raised by Wolves.
You beat me through this.
Yeah.
I decided to wait till all the episodes were out, and then I was too busy watching another show, and you went and scooped it out from underneath me, and I love it.
Like,
Tell
I don't
me
even
about
Did you finish said other show?
I did. I'll talk about it a little bit.
I've not finished it yet. If it's
I don't
on
even-
Discord.
I won't spoil anything. Don't worry.
I don't even know really why I started. I mean, I was always gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I just got on HBO Max and I was like, oh yeah, and I just started it. Ooh.
Did you say what it was? Raised by Wolves.
Raised by Wolves.
Season 2.
Season 2.
I guess
yes.
it's just called 2.
Yeah.
Raised by Wolves 2.
Yeah. That's a thing now too.
I guess.
I don't mind it, but it's weird. It's weird though, the show. Holy crap, like in an awesome way.
Yeah.
It just, what the show has always been about has been like there's this religious cult and there's atheists and they hate each other.
Classic. Tale as old as time.
However, the religion it really starts delving more into what they're worshiping, who is soul, and where that might be coming from.
That's interesting. Okay,
And let's just say things happen that I was not expecting. You meet more of the local aliens. Not like, oh, we're gonna go talk to them or anything. But like you're on another part of the world. They're in a tropical zone, and
yeah, the end of season 1, I guess, brief spoilers, where they like fly through the core of the planet.
yeah,
into the other, and out the other side.
That sounds awesome.
It's so bizarre.
I want people to watch this show. It's really good. It does like a really good job on talking about religion.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a nice difference from what sci-fi normally is. it's also just super interesting because the more you watch it, the more the android robots start to get a little shifty. It's classic in sci-fi that the robots start to figure stuff out.
Yep.
Become more and more self-aware. But it, maybe they might be worshiping other stuff that they just don't really realize that they are. They're not actually atheists.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so hard to talk about too without like giving anything away, because there's stuff that like happens in the middle of the season that just like wrecked my brain.
I'll try and binge it as fast as I can so we can talk about it.
Yep. I can't wait for you to watch it, because there's gonna be one thing where it happens. I think it's in like episode 5. There's only 8 episodes.
Okay.
And it's the end of 5 and the beginning of 6, and you're just like, what the freaking crap is happening on this planet?
Nice.
And I wasn't expecting so much to happen with the serpent as well. Like, the serpent is definitely still a player in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a serpent, yeah. Religious imagery. There's tons of religious imagery in the show. Especially like the last shot of the show, which was maybe a little much. I thought it was kind of funny, but
a little on the nose.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things about season 1 was just how well it blended sci-fi and religion in a way that you just don't normally see. So it's good to hear that that's continuing, or maybe even diving more into it. So cool. What would you? How would you rate season 2?
I give it a fanboy worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. It's a HBO Max original.
Will there be a season 3?
Oh gosh, I hope so. I think there will. HBO is way better at just not canceling things.
Yeah.
Not that I think it's not unpopular. Would be worried that it'd be canceled, but Netflix goes, 30 million people didn't watch your show? Get rid of it.
Yeah. They're pretty bad about that.
Dana, I will be talking about Severance here shortly.
So Dana's kind of obsessed with Severance. Just heads up.
Sweet. It's nice that I'll have someone to talk.
Like, I got home last night, and I got home at 8:30 last night. And within 30 minutes, she's like, "All right, you have to start watching Severance." Because I'm like 4 episodes in. She's like, "You have to watch it. We have to be able to talk about this." So I'm in the midst of doing that.
Luke, did you do anything else this week?
Played more Horizon. I think I'm getting pretty close to the end.
Did you go to San Francisco already?
Oh yeah.
Is it cool?
I've been there for a while. Yeah, it's super pretty.
Cool. I'm gonna try to play some this week.
Nice.
I also went and saw a movie with Brett. little indie film.
Should we talk about it?
Everything. Wait.
Everything?
Everything.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. All at once.
I definitely, when I walked up to the counter, was like, "Want a ticket for everything, everywhere, all the time."
I'm pretty sure I would have gone up there and been like, anything, always. Apparently, this is a movie. The title's very confusing.
But yeah, we Luke and I went and saw that this weekend. A24, man.
They either do something weird or something so simply normal. Where do you think this one falls into?
It's somehow both.
No, it's weird. Their
is.
themes are always pretty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Man, and I think that's one of the things I love most about it, is how it wraps this really complicated idea of multiverse into such a simple story.
Yeah.
It's about a family and about their dysfunctional relationships, and what, we all have those thoughts. What would my life have been like if
I made this one choice?
Right? And so it has a lot of fun playing with those themes of like, yeah, what if? And let's go like, we're not gonna lie in these alternate realities or these other universes for a long time, because there's like a functional need, that there's a functional reason why you quote unquote visit them. But it is really cool to see like here's some different trajectories one person's life could have taken, and how we're going to use those and the things that you learn in them, to propel the story forward.
Yeah.
Did you have I don't think I saw you tweet about it. Did you tweet? Did you have a tweet?
What did I tweet? I did tweet something. Let me go to the Twitter.
The everything bagel is so cool. The concept of the everything bagel. I'm not gonna tell you any more about it, but over in the chat, Matthew says, "So everything bagel cool? Everything bagel cool."
And also kind of freaky, and looks gross. I said, can quite easily say everything everywhere all at once is one of the most wild things I've watched. What a ride. I feel like that pretty much sums it up.
And my tweet was, everything everywhere all at once is easily my favorite movie of the year so far and is one of the best films of the last decade. And I stand by that.
Wow.
I went through and I looked at the last, I don't know how long we've been really keeping track, right, since 2016, 2015, for the podcast, how I rank my films. And I was like,
I like this more than all these.
Other than like 3 or 4, I think it's better than all of the rest.
Yeah.
There's like a few that like I have up there. They're just personal favorites because they hit me on some emotional level. Like I think, other than those handful, it's one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I don't know about decade. I'd have to think on that a little bit more. But it is my favorite of the movie so far too.
Yeah.
Uh,
And this man's seen the Batman like 4 times.
I saw it 3 times.
Yeah, fine, me too.
I've just never. I feel like I haven't ever seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Which is one of the best parts about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just different. It was so weird.
There's a moment at the
and just everything hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they miss with anything in the movie.
No. The acting's great, the writing's great, the
action is amazing.
The pacing is well done.
Freaking funny as crap.
It will make you laugh your butt off.
I'm definitely, and I wasn't expecting this from the movie because normally like you're going into this is a comedy
mm-hmm.
movie where you're laughing and you miss stuff. And I definitely feel like I missed stuff because I was still laughing.
Yeah. Oh, we had a great audience too.
Yeah.
There
was a lady behind us who was dying at one particular scene. Please, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
In
no
the chat.
Spoilers.
But I feel like some people can imagine what scene it was. It was an action scene that was very funny. But yeah, the acting. And Michelle Yeoh's so good.
Yeah.
And so is everybody else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in my tweet, like the second part of my tweet was, Michelle Yeoh is incredible, but honestly, the whole cast kills it. Because I was like, I can't just give her credit. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But no one else drops the ball.
Yeah.
Everyone else is on point.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought it was also awesome. The husband in this. Oh man, I always feel so bad. Kyu Kwan.
Mm-hmm.
Who I think this is his first movie in a super long time.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is, he was Short Round in
Indiana
Temple
Jones.
of Doom. And he was in the Goonies.
Yeah.
I thought he was so funny. His comedic timing was like on point.
Yeah. And an example, this is a good example of how in a lesser movie, he would have been a one-dimensional character. He would have done it, and he probably would have been fine. But like because he's given more to do than just be a one-dimensional thing that affects the main character, his secondary character has so much depth to it that comes out not quickly, but over time. And by the end of the movie, he's like, it's just fun to just be cheering for him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, here's part of the emotional anchor to this movie.
Mm-hmm. I also...
So good.
And it probably would have been fine if it was just this, but it wasn't just like the mother and the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole family.
family.
The whole family has problems.
Yep.
There's lots going on, not just like, oh, one issue is happening. Like,
Yeah.
families are extremely complex. And if they leaned into that, which was they leaned into a lot.
It was also a little refreshing. I don't think this was as that much, if any, of a spoiler. But for the most part, like, they avoid the whole having two of the same character in the same room by the nature of how you verse jump, and that's by, like, you just kind of inhabit your same person in that other universe. So you didn't have, Doctor Strange fighting evil Doctor Strange, because that's not how it worked. And it makes sense in this movie. I appreciated that the multiverse stuff, it wasn't like overly complicated. It was easy to follow.
I also thought they did a really good job with the exposition.
Yep.
Because when you get into explaining a multiverse thing which is like the foundation of your film almost, you're gonna have to do a lot of explaining.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I was just like lost.
They use some really smart visual cues on, when they're kind of talking about things, and they show you like, hey, here's kind of the map of the multiverse from your perspective, from an individual perspective, and that's another thing. It's kind of cool that, like,
I need to look this up. What's the budget on this movie?
I know it's not a ton, because I know that
it's A24.
Well, it's A24, and I know that they all of the special effects, they didn't go with like an effects house.
$25 million.
Oh my gosh!
This movie looks better than so many blockbusters that I've seen. So much better. This movie, like, effects and cinematography, looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Oh my golly. This pisses me off almost.
Dude, indie filmmakers know how to make a budget. They know how to stretch a budget.
When you're restricted, it forces out creativity.
Yep.
I feel like people bring it up all the time, but then you get $300 million for a movie, and you get bland acting, you get just forced effects because you didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a lot of the biggest problems. They're just like, we're going to do something, we'll just CG it later. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, do you want to frame it around that? Do you want to light your set so that you can improve the effects? No, we'll just CG it later. They can CG in light. Okay.
It'll be fine. Just use a body double, right? Yeah.
We'll just de-age them.
Just de-age. It'll be fine. I don't have, we could talk about pros and cons. I don't have any cons for this movie.
My only con is that I forgot to go to the bathroom before this movie, so I kind of had to go throughout it. Not a con for the movie, just
personal con. It's 220.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than I thought it was.
It's 220, but it moves.
Yeah, I was
That's awesome.
Never bored, never like, man, I want to go to the bathroom so bad.
Part of
it ended, I was just like, oh man, I should have gone to the bathroom.
It uses that runtime in a really unique way too. At the end of the second act, they get you for a moment, and you think the movie might be over.
You fell for it?
For a moment. I was like, no, really? And then it's like, okay, no, we're back in it.
Dude, I freaking loved that bit.
It's great.
It's amazing.
It was a great bit. It was, and how it tied into the story so well.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't known that.
Nah, it won't ruin the movie. That's such a minor thing.
Yeah.
I would have been fooled.
Now you'll be able to be like,
Brett's stupid.
Yeah, you'll just get to make fun of me more.
Yes.
If I talk more about this movie, I'm gonna spoil it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been working really hard to tune you guys
I'm just
out,
gonna
but then
give
I'm gonna
it
start
a.
laughing.
I'm just gonna give it a booyah, and I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, it's a booyah. Just treat yourself to just a really fun, original movie that you definitely have not seen before.
Yep. Indeed.
Dude, I can't wait for this movie to freaking win Best Picture. People are gonna be like,
oh yeah, the last part of my tweet was, I'm a little worried that 2022 cinema has peaked already. I'm looking at the slate and I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, you haven't seen Ambulance or Sonic yet. Let's slow the roll.
This is a good point. I better give Michael Bay's new film a chance before
Dude, everybody loves it.
declare cinema to be
Scorsese probably loves it if you ask Tyrese.
The only other thing I did this week was watch Severance. I finished Severance over on Apple TV Plus. 25 It
Here's your moment, Dana. Here's your moment.
I don't know how to talk about this show
That's how I feel when I watch it.
because it's kind of like Everything Everywhere All at Once. It doesn't fit nicely into any preconceived notions of like what it is. But it's a fascinating premise about, kind of having your work life and your home life completely separated on a level that's biological, and like you literally can't remember who you are as the opposite person.
I think my favorite thing I'm about halfway through it, and I think my favorite thing about the show is if at any given moment someone's like, "Oh, well, what happened in that episode?" And I would probably answer with, "Well, nothing really."
Yeah.
Like something happened, but it's not not in the sense that you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fascinating.
It's like I was just thinking about, what happens in those middle episodes, and I'm like, I can't pin down which episode any particular thing happened in, but like I know all the story beats and they all make sense.
Yeah, like
but it's weird because of how divergent each storyline is.
Yeah, because like the end of episode 4, they find the door, or Irving finds the door in the back of O&D.
Yeah,
and he opens the door and he's like, "Oh," and then shuts the door and just walks away. And you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, every episode they kind of have like a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And
that's not the cliffhanger in that episode, but it's one of them.
But yeah. They always leave you wanting something more.
Yep.
Which is interestingly how the season kind of concludes too.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, oh, okay.
So do you think, and this will kind of be part of our news, I think.
Okay.
Do you think they changed the ending when they found out they got picked up for season 2? Or do you think the plan was to be, because I don't know how it ends, but I assume it's ambiguous.
Based on how it ends, I don't think they changed anything.
Okay.
I think they wrote because it kind of made it sound like the writer had, when he kind of pitched this, it was like a multi-season thing.
Okay.
And the Apple was probably on board with the season 2, but like they were at least willing to give it a season 1. And because I would not say that season 1 ends on a natural ending point for the story.
Good.
It reveals a lot of things, but it doesn't resolve anything.
I like that. I think this is one of the most unique things I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Like it's just so different, and I think the biggest thing I would like, if you're a performance person, the performances in this show are phenomenal. Adam Scott specifically is on a completely different level than I think I've
ever thought he could do.
Yeah,
like,
I just never thought this could be him.
I've always enjoyed him as an actor.
Yeah. He's a comedy guy.
Kind of thought he was just a comedy guy. He brings his A game.
There's so much nuance in every episode.
Yeah.
Every performance he put down in this show is just phenomenal.
And I don't have it pulled up right now, but whoever their director of photography is,
very
their
good.
Production design,
very good.
It is all on point. It's all clicking together. How things are set up, the cinematography, the sound design, it all works. It's fascinating, and I love it.
So I have one question for you.
Okay. I have an answer, maybe.
If
I also have an answer, maybe.
do you want to go to the break room? Dude, that is like, it's a horror show, but it's not like in the sense that you'd think.
Yeah.
The break room is one of the scariest things I think in the whole show.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
That's scary to think.
You haven't been to the
The mail room.
no, what's it called?
The water cooler.
About
There-
the
there's a-
room where they go for
There's an area where they go that's like a bit like a history lesson.
oh yeah, I've been there.
Okay, you've been to that.
Where like
the
they have the house and stuff.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
yeah.
Just wait till later. Like that
They go back?
They go. Someone goes back.
Okay.
And
Dude,
it's great.
Some of it's
And
just
it's just creepy. And ugh,
my assumption is it's Irv. Irving is so in love with it.
dude, Irving. Honestly, Irving's character is maybe my favorite.
Yeah,
He has this fascinating
Who plays Irving?
character
John
arc.
Turturro.
John Turturro.
Oh.
Dude, this show's loaded with talent.
Yep. Yep.
Damn.
Waffle Party. Dana knows what I'm talking. Yeah, the Waffle Party, Dana. Yep, it's the big WTF.
Yeah, Dana loves it. She's like getting everybody at work to watch it. Like she loves it. And it was so weird because when I originally sat down to watch it, she's like, "This looks weird. I'm not interested." And then it's like 20 minutes in, she's still sitting there. She's like, "Okay, this is really good and super interesting." And now she finished it before me. She left me behind.
Yep. Yeah, there's a. I can't. I gotta be careful what I say because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I'll probably finish it this week.
But yeah, it's. I will say, depending on. I figured out all but one of the things before
big twists.
before the final episode.
Nice.
So the final episode was a little bit more of just like, yeah, you're right.
It's your
And so
confirmation.
because there wasn't a lot of resolution, I personally felt like this season kind of ended on a little bit of a low note, but it's still high enough that I'm still gonna give the whole season a booyah.
Nice. Dana, what's your rating? I'm very curious what you would give it.
Yeah, Dana, what do you give it?
You giving it a booyah, I did not see that coming. I thought you'd give it a
Fanboy worthy. It was.
It's trending booyah for me. I think it's one of the most.
It was close, but I
intriguing
think
shows.
everything else about the show earns it.
The sum of its
booyah.
parts
Yeah.
is definitely.
Yeah. The final
You know
final episode is not bad in any sense. It's just I wasn't expecting what it was.
You know how when you start a show and you just kind of know.
Yeah.
Like unless they completely crash the plane in this, it's gonna be a booyah.
Agreed.
That's how I feel about Severance.
Agreed. Well, while we wait for Dana to she says boo yeah. Oh, cry booyah. Autocorrect there. But I dislike / hate the ending. Didn't feel like a finale. Too much of a cliffhanger. Dana and I same same Dana, because yes, there was no resolution. Just like here's some answers and hey, season 2's coming.
Have fun waiting for that.
Have fun. Yeah.
I want to know where they shoot that.
Dude, the Lumen property is. I
It's
don't know how
freaking
much of that's
cool.
CG or how much of that's. But yeah, it's a really cool.
This is how much that show has creeped into my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a little bit of the Unreal Engine 5 tech thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, and with the lumens, and I was like, lumen? What? And I was like, oh yeah, it's a lighting thing.
It's
Got it.
brightness, not.
Got it. Like I immediately was like, wait, that's real? Dude, show's crazy. I haven't finished it yet, but I recommend it.
Yep. Yeah, they have. I think now that season 1 has kind of revealed what it revealed, I'm excited for what season 2 hopefully will talk about / reveal. But also, yeah, I'm very curious how the second season starts, because seems like it's gonna be as action heavy as this show is, an action heavy
Season.
start to the season.
So, do you think this is a prequel to the Belko experiment?
Is James Gunn producing?
Is James Gunn's gonna part of this? I don't think so.
It wouldn't surprise me if they brought him in for
Somehow, yeah.
Does
No,
Ben
this is-
Stiller show up? Tell the people what they want to know.
He's running the whole
I
operation.
can't tell you if Ben Stiller shows up. Someone shows
He is
up.
technically running the whole operation.
There are people
He
who
directs
show
it.
up. I'll say that much. There are people that show up, and there are things that are revealed. And there are places that are visited.
I just want to know what.
Kentucky?
I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but I just want to know what their work is. Like, what are they doing in macro data refinement? What are they
They're looking for scary numbers, man.
What are the scary numbers?
Are they
Gotta find the
accountants?
scary numbers.
I can relate.
I just love the first time. What's her name?
Helly.
Helly sees one. She's like, I see it, and I was like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. No, it's pretty fascinating. I think all of the characters have really interesting arcs, and especially once you start seeing them throughout the season, you see them more and more on the outside. So you kind of get an idea of like, and that's like where I just think that's a fascinating aspect of it, because from the beginning we get to see Adam Scott's character, and so we're kind of constantly throughout the show like, who are these other people?
Yeah.
So like, it's nice when they give you a little taste here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The work is mysterious, and so are the goats. Is what Dana says. Dude, the goats are weird. Dude,
I need to hurry up and finish this.
fact
Is it a
that
prequel to Lamb?
the whole Severance floor has those things, and I need to go back and look at the map, because there's like a handmade map that someone tries to. It's like, what else? What are we not? What are we still missing? Because we haven't figured it all out.
Dude, you know what I think of when... Sorry, last thing. Gosh. You know what I think of? Luke will appreciate this. When you see like them walking through corridors and just kind of the set design of it.
Mm-hmm.
Apple TV should get the Control TV show.
Yeah.
That's who should get it, is Apple TV. They should 100% be putting their money towards it.
Yeah.
Because they could probably reuse the set. It's because it's so white, you just filter it and use it.
Honestly, the set's probably no bigger than my living room.
Right.
It's probably 3 corridors, and they
shoot it
are
right.
able to shoot it in the same way. Yeah.
I also appreciate that the camera doesn't shake the whole time. Sorry.
Really good cinematography.
Carry on.
But yeah, nope. Severance, I give a season 1. I give a booyah. So I highly recommend it.
Nice.
So yeah. Did I talk about Foundation last episode?
I don't think so.
Steph and I finished Foundation, another Apple TV Plus show. It is 10 episodes. Foundation's a fairly short book, but it covers a lot of time, and so the show kind of invents some filler to fill that in. I won't talk a lot about it because we've talked for a while and we haven't got to news yet, but I did really enjoy it. It's really beautiful. I think it's maybe a little slow, pacing wise, but I think the acting is really good, and where they end up at the end of season 1 is pretty good. I'll probably give it a low fanboy worthy. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but it's really good, and if you're a fan of sci-fi, you'll probably enjoy it. But yeah, it is slow. Be ready to sit through some long episodes. Standout for me was probably Lee Pace. He is the Emperor. He's Empire. They call him Empire. He's a clone. The Emperor.
Spoilers.
Nah, they talk about it in the in the opening, so I don't feel bad about it. But it's kind of cool to see him over the course of like 60 years.
Every time he pops up on screen, they go, "It's the clone of the Emperor."
Well, so
it's clone of the Emperor, Lee Pace.
So it's kind of cool. They have 3 alive at once. They have Brother Dawn, Brother Day, and Brother Dusk. So they have a young character playing young Empire, like he's known as Empire. He is the Empire. They have Lee Pace plays Brother Day, kind of the middle-aged one, and then they have an elderly actor play Brother Dusk, the old Empire.
So in season 2, they're gonna reveal Brother Midnight, who is a failed clone.
Well, so it'll be interesting.
I got this show on lock, baby.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, because there's a whole like insurrection and like.
And then they cross over with DC Comics. And
It's
introduce
all about.
Brother Blood.
It's all about how the mathematical patterns of the universe, how you can kind of predict the waves of humanity, what happens with humanity, just based on time. And
Man, I can do
what
that.
Happens.
Somebody gonna do something
History
stupid.
repeats itself.
Boom.
So
Nailed it. I just predicted every event in history. Somebody gonna do something stupid.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, I really enjoyed Foundation. If you're a fan of sci-fi, you'll probably enjoy it too. But it is, I will just say,
But I should watch Severance first.
yes.
Okay.
I think yes. I would recommend Severance above Foundation. All right.
Are you guys caught up on Halo and Moon
Oh,
Knight?
that's right. Halo
I'm
and
not.
Moon Knight.
No.
Both of those episodes were fine. Both of the latest episodes were fine.
I liked Moon Knight. I think people are overreacting with the hype on it. I think it's really good, but people keep saying it's the greatest thing ever, and I think people need to calm down a little bit.
I think people just like to say that the newest thing is the greatest thing.
You're not wrong.
A recency bias.
To be fair, I did just say the last movie I saw was one of the greatest things ever. So, who am I to say anything?
Halo. That show's so boring, man. It's so boring, and the episodes are all like 58 minutes long.
Those episodes could be cut down by like a third pretty easily, I think.
Yeah. Just get rid of. I can't remember his old friend and the girl. I don't need their storyline, and I know where it's going because they're going
Spartan guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
and whoever he saved on that planet, like they're going back to Madrigal. Guess who else is going to Madrigal? It's like, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh.
But like I can get over you not doing like Halo lore or whatever. I don't even know everything about Halo. But gosh dang it, if you don't have good writing and your show's boring, it's just not gonna work. They need serious improvement with that.
Part of me wonders.
And they need actors who can act.
Part of me wonders if they just kind of. They're like, I'm tired of dealing with this. Let's just put it out.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
Honestly, it kind of I don't disagree, and I'm enjoying that show probably more than you guys are.
You're definitely enjoying it more than me. I think it's bad.
I think we're probably pretty similar in how we feel about it. I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched episode 3 yet.
The only positive I have.
I think 3 maybe better episode. Personally.
I think 3 is the best episode so far yet. But only for one reason. It's because Jen Taylor voices Cortana.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Her voice is just great.
You didn't like seeing Master Cheeks?
I did not. I thought it was dumb. I've seen his butt more than his helmet.
Nice.
I don't need the creepy doctor wanting to get all frisky with the Halsey clone.
Yeah, that was weird.
Are we going to bring that back up? Or is that just... There's just so much random stuff in Halo.
You and I were talking about this after we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I think what I had said, and I from what I understood, you kind of agreed. Tell me now if you didn't. Was that it just seems like they kind of are trying to shove a whole bunch in because they're not sure how many seasons they're actually going to get.
They're way overdoing it with how much they're putting in. They're trying to do everything everywhere all at once. Yeah. They're trying to put in all the story beats from like the books of pre-Halo 1
Yeah.
while also trying to like allude to stuff that happened like
And some
Halo
of that,
5 or
and
something.
some of that stuff is really cool. Like the stuff with the insert no, not in the show, in the books. In the books. Like the whole like war before the Covenant is really fascinating. And that's something you can get away with in the TV show that you can't necessarily in a game. Like in the Halo video game, they're never gonna have you shooting other humans because then all of a sudden your rating's probably gonna go up to mature versus they want to keep it teen. They want to keep it about fighting the bad aliens.
Well, the originals were mature. Cortana was standing there half naked. And they're like mature.
Different time. But yeah, it's weird because it feels so fractured in terms of like we want to tell a little slice of every story, and I just kind of wish they had focused in on one of those or two of those.
I feel like you could have just gotten away with starting at Halo 1 and alluded to, like, you can throw in characters like Quan in there and they can be like, we freaking hate the UNSC because they were killing us for years.
Yeah.
And you can allude to that and allude to that. And then something can blow out of proportion where, like, oh, we kind of have to deal with this for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I don't think it's a good show.
Is there any fighting in the third episode?
One girl gives a dude the finger.
Oh, so they're not shooting anything in this one?
There's weapons fire in this one.
The only
test range?
The only action scene that Master Chief has been involved in was the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
So do you remember how the second episode ends with the girl who's with the Covenant?
Getting naked?
And preparing to, like, yes.
She's going off into
the
world.
She's going to go, like, sneak and become one of the humans, right? She has to confront some humans. And
she's going to go sleep with Master Cheeks.
She probably going to.
Foreshadowing right there.
They both get naked in white rooms. Does Chief get naked in a white room?
In the bathroom.
It's mostly... It's awkward because it's just one big open room.
That bathroom was ginormous.
Oh,
I know it's a public bathroom.
It's not a bathroom. It's just a part of the Spartan dormitory. Because his Kelly or whatever her name was like totally eyeing him.
She's like, look at that booty.
Master
oh,
Chief.
dang.
Oh, my.
He does squats.
I'm going to keep watching both of these shows, but right now my interest in them is... Like, I'm way more excited to start Raised by Wolves 2.
Is your interest waning?
My interest it's waning. I would say Halo's probably only... I'm really only watching it because it's Halo.
Yeah.
Like, I am curious to where they end up with it, and Moon Knight just because it's the
Marvel
thing we're all talking about, right?
With Moon Knight, I think the problem is still in the fact that we're watching Stephen Grant run around going, I don't want to do this. And it was pretty much that the whole episode again.
Yeah, again.
Nice. Classic.
The good part about this one is you do get to watch Steven fight and Spectre fight.
Yeah.
And I thought it was well done.
Yeah, and him and Mark actually...
They talk a lot more in this one too.
Yeah. It works. It works well. Oscar Isaac's a good enough actor that he makes it work, so...
Although I have to complain about something with Moon Knight, because I'm just going to bring it up every time now. I'm tired. I'm so tired of automatic light tropes. I just talked about it with Morbius. We don't need it. We don't need it. Think of something new. Please. Just think of something new. Like, we had talked about that not even like a day
before. And
then I turn on Moon Knight and here we are, and Khonshu is lurking through the lights and the shadows. They're turning automatically, and it's just like, oh my gosh, seriously again? Hasn't even been a day? Come on. Stop it. I do like Khonshu's design, though. He looks really cool.
I did think he looked pretty sweet in the first episode and the little glimpses I got of him. Yeah, I just haven't. I was in Maryland, so I haven't had a ton of time to watch stuff yet.
You'll have a lot to watch this week, just if you want to.
Yeah. I also really need to get back on Horizon.
Dude, it's good, man.
Luke has now passed me.
That's what's up, baby.
We did have some trailers drop this week. We
Yeah,
should
senior year.
Talk about those. What?
You guys watch the trailer for Senior Year?
Is that the Rebel Wilson movie?
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
Thumbs down.
Nope. Sure didn't.
I have thumbs down, and I don't even need to know what it is.
Thumbs down. There was one really funny joke in the trailer though, that made me laugh. She's like doing her makeup, and this dude walks up to her, and she like turns, and he's like, "Oh Jesus!" She's like, "I'm doing a makeup tutorial," and he's like, "For what? A DC villain?" And it's pretty funny. But the premise for that movie is she was a senior in high school. She was a cheerleader. She got in an accident. She ended up in a coma, and she was out for years. And when she wakes up, she goes back to high school. And so it's like the whole fish out of water thing where she's like,
She's 38, but she's really 17.
she's the boomer going back to like
It's like the opposite
Yeah.
of 13 going on 30. Or,
like mentally.
no, it'd be like 13 going on 30.
There's some pretty
There's
funny
a-
ideas where like they're talking about mature content warning, I guess. They're talking about like how you can be the popular girl in school.
Yeah.
And she's like talking to this group. And she's like, there's only a few things you can do. You can be really cool with everybody. Or you can take it in the back door, she says. And then it like the camera cuts to this gay dude. And he's like, well, I guess I'm super popular then.
Oh my
And I was like,
gosh.
oh no. But yeah, it looks bad. It looks
So
like one
that's
of those.
the kind of comedy where.
Yeah, it looks like one of those cheesy Netflix movies. But
Is
Nice.
it for Netflix?
yeah, it's a Netflix
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Huge shout out to Rebel Wilson. She looks great. She's
Yeah.
lost so much weight. She is very small. She looks awesome. So
Living
good for
living
her.
Yeah.
She looks really good.
Speaking of Netflix movies, I forgot about this until I saw my notes here. Did you see the trailer for Operation Mincemeat?
So I saw that a trailer came out.
I did not.
Do you know the
Colin
story of
Firth
this?
is
I haven't
right?
even heard of
Yeah.
this.
So it's a World War II movie, and it's starring Colin Firth and others. And the whole thing is they're trying to enact this huge plan to stop the Nazis and like end World War II, all that stuff.
Right.
But it all hinges on this one part of the plan going right, and it's the first step, and it's that they have to get a dead body into enemy hands with fake orders on it. And it's them like planning this operation. I think it looks super cool.
Doesn't it have Colin
Interesting.
Firth?
Mm-hmm.
So I started the trailer and I didn't get to finish it, but it had Colin Firth and he's talking and I'm like, oh yeah, Kingsman guy. And then like the music to the trailer even kind of reminded me of Kingsman, like the beginning of it. And
Man,
was like,
I
oh,
totally
that's
was.
weird.
I was totally getting more just based on how Luke was describing it. I was like, oh, is this like a Netflix Oscar bait movie?
Ugh.
But does it feel more like
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole trailer.
a
but
Kingsman knockoff?
It didn't feel
No.
very Kingsman.
Okay.
It sounds like it because it's Colin Firth,
Yeah.
and then the music kind of to me at the very beginning. And again, I didn't watch the whole trailer. I just heard it start. And I was
During
like,
World
oh,
War
this
II,
is
two
cool.
intelligence officers use a corpse and false papers to outwit German troops.
Does it work?
It's based on a true story. I'm guessing it does.
to some degree, at least.
Did it end
I'm-
the war?
Maybe it didn't work as well as they had hoped. But who knows? Maybe we'll learn something new. I always like.
I really hope it's good.
I always appreciate these movies that are like inspired by a true story, and then,
right?
I understand that movies take liberties, but then it makes me research
Mm-hmm.
these
Mhm.
really cool stories that I didn't know about.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Thumbs
we did get I didn't watch that one, so I.
Yeah.
The final trailer for Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore.
I didn't even know this came out.
I think it just came out today.
It did.
I didn't watch
I
it.
didn't watch it either.
It did nothing new for me.
Gosh dang it, one of us should have watched it since
It-
we're the only ones excited for it.
It gives you a little more story beat, one additional story beat essentially, but
Did they remove Credence from the movie?
Credence is now being played by Christopher Plummer.
Oh, yes.
They just have someone has the digital rights to Christopher Plummer just on loan at all times. No, I'll give it a sideways thumb. It's a fine trailer. There wasn't enough new there that made me like, oh, cool. But there wasn't anything that was terrible about it either. So That movie comes out this week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what trailer I just remembered? Mainly because this is probably going to be the best movie of the year, but your boy ain't going to see it. The snail with shoes.
Marcel.
Oh.
Marcel the shell with shoes on. Thumbs up from me.
Stop motion down. We are down.
This movie looks like it's gonna make me cry.
I really hope everybody else enjoys it, but I'm not gonna see it.
I didn't watch this trailer.
Freaking creeped me out the entire time.
I had seen it before, and
dude, we were sitting in the theater watching that. I'm just like, this trailer needs to end now.
I could just tell Luke was tensing up. Like, this man's gonna have.
Why does stop motion creep you out so much?
Because it's creepy. They move so unnaturally. And a lot of times
You're right.
things look too real, but then at the same time just don't. It's so much worse when it's claymation. I might be able to watch it because there is live action elements.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But as of now, I'll give it a sideways thing. Because like even the story does sound quite heartwarming.
Yeah.
It could get me in, like Kubo and the Two Strings got me in.
Yeah.
But a lot of that movie was also CG,
Mm-hmm.
which helps blend it. But like Chicken Run, go away. Nobody wants you. Okay, I don't want you.
Any other trailers?
Russian Doll Season 2. I just
right.
watched that sitting right here earlier. Looks good. Russian Doll Season 1 was fantastic. So I'm excited for Season 2.
Nice.
I think it comes out like 2 weeks too or something.
Oh,
pretty
dang.
soon.
Yeah.
April or May.
I didn't watch it. I know Luke hasn't watched it because neither of us have finished For All Mankind Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
But For All Mankind Season 3 had a teaser trailer this week and a release date of June 10th. So that's coming up pretty quick.
I got work to do.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking For All Mankind.
Another one that's... Man, Apple just makes... I will say.
Not a
Dude,
lot
they
of
make
shows
good
with
stuff.
high
They
quality,
make
yeah.
prestige stuff.
They're a quality over quantity guy.
Yep.
Freaking For All Mankind ripped my
First
heart out
streamer to
so
win Best
much.
Picture.
Right?
They're crushing it.
It's crazy. All right. News. What do we got? What do we got? We don't have a main topic tonight, so let's just get through this and we'll get
I
out of
wrote
here.
down a good bit of news. Unreal Engine 5 tech demo and keynote presentation was last week. I don't know enough about specs to talk Unreal Engine, but what they've shown from Unreal Engine 5 is phenomenal looking.
Yeah, it looks great.
Environments look insane.
All I know is that all the people that do know the specs and how that stuff work, we're all going,
Seem
whoa,
very excited.
this is nice. And I'll
And-
just trust them.
With
Yeah.
that, it's officially available for developers to use.
Yep.
So, huge thing. If you haven't, the Coalition has now done two
Yeah, their
big things
demo
for
looks
Unreal. They did the
really good.
Matrix one, and then they did the Cavern, I think is what it was called.
Mhm.
Can't help but notice some of the
He's
outfit decisions
waiting on Gears 5.
look
6.
look fairly similar to some other Coalition projects.
What's the next?
Surely not. They wouldn't.
They've not
reuse-
officially stated, but
But like, what's the next one?
Gear 6.
6? Okay. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Gear
remember
6
what
will
the last one was.
definitely be an Unreal Engine 5.
Yep.
That's going to be... I thought Gears 5 looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Gear 6 is
It
going to be
did.
crazy.
Well, one game was announced to be being made in Unreal Engine 5.
Yo!
A new Tomb Raider game from Crystal Dynamics.
Can you guys even believe that I played all 3 of those single player games and finished them?
I can, because they're good. The third one wasn't as good as the first two, IMO. But they're all really good.
Yeah.
I might replay them. Those games were a lot of fun.
They are. Really good.
I'll play Rise.
And not Shadow.
I don't have it yet. I'll play the ones I have.
I have it. You can borrow it for 3.5 years and then give it back to me without ever opening it.
I'll give it back to you and then buy the game that I borrowed from you.
What a ding dong.
Staying in gaming news, Sony is investing $1 billion into Epic Games
$1 billion.
and its metaverse project that no
Mhm.
one knows what it is.
Not even the metaverse knows what it is.
this is just an opportunity for someone to say, look, we're investing in buzzwords.
Nice. Synergy.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Make my stocks go up. That's what
my
it's trying
stocks
to do.
tanked today, so
Something
it's not
that-
working.
Something that doesn't even exist is worth 1/3 of Bungie. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Ugh.
I'll stay in the gaming world too. I think I'm the only person who actually enjoys this franchise. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced on the
Not
20th.
in the world. Other people.
We
enjoy
want.
it.
Don't say enjoy. Say have played.
That too.
I've never even picked one up.
You could also use. You're the only one of us that is
Invested.
interested.
Invested.
You're not interested. You're not actually interested in these games, Luke.
No.
So yeah.
Because they suck. No, it's kidding.
Go ahead, Tyler. Please tell us more about Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced.
Four.
They're in a different world. The multiverse thing is now entering Kingdom Hearts land.
Got them buzzwords in there.
They have changed their art style to be a little bit more realistic.
Gritty and dark.
Edgy. We're gonna see a butt.
They're in
We're
a
gonna see Mickey's butt.
they're in a city.
Marcus Phoenix is gonna come in with his lancer and
Cut Mickey in half.
I'd play that game.
Oh boy!
I think you'll see Star Wars and Marvel.
gonna
in
be-
this.
I know
be
some people
goofy.
have been pointing out in ATST.
Yeah, I think there'll be Star Wars in this.
yeah, probably.
The director of the game does not want to do it, but I think Disney's going to do it. They're going to say you're doing it anyways. That's why the art style is different.
Yep, that makes sense to me.
They go to a different universe. They're in a realistic looking city. There's normal humans everywhere. It's like, yeah, they're going to do Star Wars. And
Mario did it.
Marvel.
I could see them doing Marvel before Star Wars, but my guess is they'll do both.
I think in the trailer they've already put Star Wars in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the trailer.
Didn't Mario have real people in it? In the
Um,
last one? I don't remember.
They looked kind of like Mario, but
Possibly.
I thought you like went into almost like they were like tall 5-foot people in it or something. In Odyssey?
there may have been some in New Donk City. Yeah.
New Donk City.
Donk.
Freaking
Game Lord
awesome.
She got a
Master
donk.
in the chat says Mickey from South Park will be the enemy.
I think we need Goofy from the "I'll Do It Again" video.
Murder.
I don't know if it'll be
freaking do
on
it
Game
again.
Pass. Maybe eventually. I don't know. I like the Kingdom Hearts games. I think they're fun.
Good.
Yeah.
They're for someone.
They're just like Final Fantasy.
Are you glad that they are just kind of keeping the train rolling instead of going, here's 18 spin-offs of Kingdom Hearts 3?
They announced some spin-offs, but they're not. They're like different characters that have already existed and had games, so it's just continuing their stories. But yeah, I'm glad they're not waiting 17 years to release the next one.
Yeah.
They didn't give a release window or anything like that. I imagine this is, 4 or 5 years out. But evidently, I never beat 3 because load times were ridiculous. And
What'd you get it on?
PlayStation.
Hmm.
It wasn't on Xbox until later, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll go back and play it now.
Is it backwards compatible to the PS5?
It'll run better on there. That's
Good.
where I'll play it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I won't have to die and wait 30 minutes to load a level. Yeah, Kingdom
It's
Hearts
like
4.
OG Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh darn it, I walked inside of a building. Oh no!
Activision Blizzard this week announced that they are making 1,000 QA positions that are currently contractors full-time positions. That's interesting. So this would mean that they'll have a little more job security. They'll get proper benefits. Now that or once, not
Do
now.
the benefits
And
mean
paid
anything
way
though?
less.
Well,
Do the benefits mean anything though when you have a work culture that
That'll change with
hates the employees?
I think it's a first step in like a hey, the culture is changing because of ownership.
Yep.
Would be my guess.
Hopefully.
So, yeah. And then the last bit of gaming news I have is that Halo Infinite Season 2 was announced. Lone Wolves. So
it was announced a while back.
It was announced a while back, but it is confirmed coming May 3.
Yep.
It's getting a nice number of updates, and yeah.
And they've announced what they're working on down the stretch.
Yep. They've been
Like-
they've been doing a good job of being transparent, even as it's definitely felt sparse and maybe underwhelming. I still appreciate that they're at least talking about it.
Does that update include co-op?
No, not yet.
I was gonna say that'd be ironic if it was called Lone Wolves and they introduced co-op.
Nope, they are not doing co-op till season
Three.
3 now,
Boo.
which we have no idea how long this season
And
will be.
Forge is supposedly coming in the later half of season 2.
Yeah. I have one more gaming story.
Yeah, hit it.
Evidently, a new Need for Speed is coming out in November. So if that's your jam, get excited.
I haven't played Need for Speed since I was in middle school.
Dude, if they came out, if EA came out and they're like, we're remaking Need for Speed Underground, I would go crazy. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm in. I'm so in. But they're not going to do that, so I don't care. But if they did that, I would be in midnight releasing that game.
Yeah.
I'd be so excited. I loved the Underground series back in the day. But yeah, they're not going to do that. So Forza Horizon will have to do.
What other news we got?
I can bridge video games to movies.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Do
Sonic
it.
2 had the best video game opening weekend ever, beating Sonic 1.
Yeah.
Way to go. Good job.
Yeah, 72 million domestically.
Yep.
Mm.
Crushing it. And got greenlit for a sequel. Or
No surprise.
A threequel. Its third movie.
Yep. It's one that's on my list. I want to go see it.
I do want to go see it. I like the first one. So. I know Luke hates it.
I didn't hate it. Oh, you.
I don't think I wouldn't say I liked the first one, but it was
Fine.
It was fine. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Didn't hate myself during it.
Lepke in the chat. I will play Halo I still play Halo. Come join me. It's fun. Still a good game. Guys, we got a new member of the family this week.
This is one of the first times I've not been excited about fasten your seatbelts.
I feel like Brett now is jumping on the train as Tyler's jumping off.
I'm
ramping
definitely not
off.
jumping off the trailer.
Ramping off.
I'm definitely just...
In a GTO.
I'm not happy about this.
I'm sitting on the side of the tracks throwing whatever I have at you guys on the train and laughing maniacally. That's all that's happening. I'm not getting on
What
the
are
train.
you throwing?
Things.
But
Bananas?
I'll take bananas. I like bananas.
Bananas are good.
I'm not upset by Brie Larson being cast. I don't care. These movies are ridiculous in every possible way, and I love it.
I was talking to somebody at work about it, and they were like, maybe this is the movie she turns in her best performance in. And I was like, I mean, it's possible.
As far as tentpole blockbusters?
Well, it'll be Room will be her best performance.
Okay, because I was going to say, she's really freaking good in that movie.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Also, she's not gonna get...
Yeah, this is...
She's not gonna get the script to, make this be her breakout performance.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
But
she annoys me.
how is she related? This is the question.
Yeah, what part of the family?
I think she's going to be, half-sister to Paul Walker and Jordana Brewster.
That's probably a good guess. I think she's on the Brian side of things.
That makes more
for
sense.
sure.
Yeah, that franchise is crazy with what all they do. But...
Or she's related to Charlize Theron.
And she's just another villain? Or she's a good guy?
She's a good
they
guy.
They do the opposite.
Ooh.
Where instead of the villain joins the good guys.
The good guy joins the villain? No.
Oh, they do that too.
She shows up because she's like, we need to stop my freaking sister. She's being a little butthead.
There you go. Yeah. Other casting news: Will Ferrell joins the Barbie cast. Woo!
Dude.
This is the casting news we were all waiting for, right?
Yeah, that movie is interesting.
Isn't Greta Gerwig directing that?
Yeah!
I'm in.
Yeah. And the cast is pretty good.
Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling.
Simu Liu.
He's in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, everybody's in
I
it.
didn't know that.
Everybody's in that movie.
Freaking A.
Like, here, hold on.
Hey, Luke, do you think you're going to be hyped for the Barbie movie in 5 years? No.
So,
Wrong.
So Saoirse Ronan, Simu Liu.
Saoirse Ronan.
Sure. Simu Liu, America Ferrera, Ryan Gosling, and Margot Robbie.
Emma Mackey's in it? That's hilarious because she looks exactly like Margot Robbie. Especially in Sex Education.
All right.
That movie's crazy loaded with people.
Day one, baby. We're going to see the Barbie movie.
I'm in. Let's do it. It's gonna be like rated R, like super dark and edgy, and the nudity in the movie's gonna be Will Ferrell. That would be that would actually be awesome.
Yes.
Here's a movie I didn't know would ever exist. They're making a Spirit Halloween store movie
With Christopher Lloyd, right?
with Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd?
Yep, and Rachel Lee Cook. It's about the store being haunted, and yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be way funnier than it should be.
Yeah.
Am I going to get like a Hubie Halloween?
Dude, that would be
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, please.
So-
Like it's not good, but it's
just
so dumb and funny
Yeah.
that I ended up absolutely loving it.
So when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be a documentary. Like, it was like Spirit
Oh.
Halloween movie, and I was like, oh, they're going to make a documentary about this weird phenomenon of a store. And then it's like, Christopher Lloyd's in it. I was like, wait, what?
What?
This is actually happening? So yeah, a movie happening. Spirit Halloween
Yeah,
store.
was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you have that on your bingo card, good for you.
our favorite director, Zack Snyder, is making his Rebel Moon movie, and he had 2 actors join that this week. Gary Elwes and Corey Stoll.
Did you say Gary Elwes?
Carrie.
Okay.
Definitely heard Gary.
I heard Gary.
Carrie.
It's like you fiend.
They're probably gonna be fine. I don't know.
Gary
He
Elwes.
knows. I feel like Snyder casts well most of the time. So hopefully that.
Well,
I say most of the time. Most of the time.
maybe not in
Raging
the long run.
A guy who tries to beat people for singing at karaoke bars. Guy who tries to take down movie studio.
These guys are veterans of the industry, though.
True.
Well, there's just a lot of casting news.
There
isn't there?
is.
We
there
could move
is.
into that story though. About Ezra.
Yeah.
It was reported. Well, Ezra got arrested. I think we talked about that a little last week.
week.
He was threatening to burn people alive in their house, and got restraining orders. I don't know what's going on with all
It
that.
escalated very quickly.
Yeah, that went from 0 to 100.
But apparently, there's kind of 2 sides to this, and I don't really know what's going on. Apparently, it was reported WB held an emergency meeting to talk about Ezra's future. And it kind of got resolved that they're just kind of hitting pause on anything he's involved with. Mainly the Flash being the big one.
Yeah.
You can't really pause Fantastic Beasts because it comes out in 4 days.
It's already.
Yeah, that's
It's
already
already
out.
started releasing
Yeah.
internationally.
Mhm.
So like.
But then later it was reported that's not true. IGN had a source at WB,
Mm-hmm.
and their phrasing was a source at WB rebuked this. They're the only ones I ever saw say that.
Yeah.
Like I never saw Hollywood Reporter, like Rotten Tomatoes, Variety, or any of those.
So they were reporting the other story, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just because the arrest story and the pause story are so much bigger clickbait or not. But this is interesting, and I am fully believing. I believe this. I think they're going to all the money in the world Ezra Miller out of the Flash. I think they're gonna replace him. This movie has had like one of the worst productions.
When's it come out? Next
Next June now.
Here's my hot take.
They got delayed a full year.
Mm-hmm. They must have they got ahead of this story, I think. I think that's part of the reason it delayed. But here's my hot take. I don't think it's ever going to come out.
You think they're just gonna?
I think they're just going to nix it. I really don't see how they release this movie at this point, especially if they're going to try to do that.
Yeah,
You have a hair on your face.
They have.
Right on your nose. It's on your nose.
Warner Brothers has already essentially tried. Good
Perfect.
Lord.
Perfect.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Luke has cleaned his face now. I'm just thinking back to 2017's Justice League and the atrocity that was. And I feel like if they try and do that again, it's not gonna like. I don't know who's making decisions. Like, again, we're just inviting chaos for a second time. I think there's a better chance of this just getting canceled than it does
all the money in the world.
all the money in the worlding. At the same time, I think there's also a chance that they just wait and pray to God or whatever gods they believe in that Ezra has 6 months where he's not going insane and they release it on HBO Max.
I think what WB will need to do is cancel it and offer Muschietti whatever he wants. Just say, do whatever you want, because you tried to salvage this movie for us, and we're not going to do it now. What do you want to do?
Dude, what if they just did just hot drop it on HBO Max? They're like, we're freaking done with this. It's been a nightmare. No marketing. Here freaking is.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think it'd actually do pretty gangbusters.
It'd probably do really well, yeah.
Like it worked for Beyonce and Taylor Swift, right? Didn't they both do that? They're like, here's our music, and everybody was like, ah!
Yeah.
I mean, they are a little.
They're
a little better at what they
is
do.
A little different.
They should just move Batgirl into the theater slot and put Flash on HBO Max.
I'd be down.
Or Blue Beetle. One of them. Put one of those movies in the theater slot and make the Flash an HBO Max movie.
I think I had a prediction 2 years ago that the Flash movie would never come out. And
that prediction's looking really good from 2 years ago. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of our predictions from 2 years ago are looking good right now.
Somehow it's like
the pandemic delayed everything by 2 years.
Oh, gosh dang it! We should bring them back in contention for a different, a side.
There you go.
A side bet.
Side bet.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I have. I
have casting news.
Oh, more casting. Go ahead, Tyler.
Walker Scobell from The Adam Project was cast in the Percy Jackson series on Disney+.
There you go.
I didn't watch The Adam Project because your guys' glowing reviews really convinced me I should. But it's I've seen a lot of people really happy about the casting choice.
He's probably gonna be fine in it. I can see him being probably a pretty good Percy Jackson.
A lot of people are just happy because he's the right age.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't cast a 32-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not too old.
Yep.
I am 32 and I'm in high school. I have a full beard.
Let's see. Peter Ramsey, the co-director of Into the Spider-Verse, will direct at least one episode of the Ahsoka show.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes me happy.
That's interesting to me. I wonder how. That makes me think we're getting a longer season than I thought we were. I kind of figured we'd get a 6-episode season, and I think we maybe get an 8 or 10 episode season. If Filoni can't direct every single episode, it means there's a lot of episodes. Is my thought.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna hold that thing with it. He's gonna have a comb. Don't you?
Hey, Dave, I was wanting to do this. You shut your mouth.
He's like, hey, I was. He puts a gun in his face. He's like,
don't you even.
But yeah, I think Peter Ramsey's a good choice. He's been kind of itching to get into live action for a while, and so that's cool.
This will be a fun debut too.
Yep.
Yes, it's Ahsoka. Let's go.
Speaking of things on streamers,
The
Batman will be on HBO Max April 18th.
What movie?
The Batman. It's an indie film, small.
I haven't heard of
low
it.
budget.
Should I check it out?
Probably.
It's on HBO?
It'll be on HBO Max. Yeah,
Is it like
April
a
18th.
prequel to that Morbius vampire movie?
Dude,
Actually,
that movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh.
sucks so bad.
Oh, I watched the pitch meeting on that.
Dude,
Great,
so
it's great,
fantastic.
right?
won't even be any inconvenience.
He's like, you keep bringing up these things that people said and did in the movie earlier. Stop doing that. They don't matter anymore.
Barely any inconvenience.
Robert Downey Jr. is set to produce 2 new Sherlock Holmes shows
Oh yeah.
over at HBO Max. So
Did they say what they'll be about?
no?
I wonder if one's about the street kids. That'd be fun.
So we have no idea what they're about, or if Robert Downey Jr. is coming back
To play
as
Sherlock?
Sherlock. I guess would be no, but I mean he doesn't have a lot of other projects going on right now, so maybe. But as far as I know, this is not tied to the movies at all. This is probably 2 new things. Probably.
Man. I only have one thing left.
All right, hit me with it.
Will Smith,
Yes.
officially banned from the Oscars for the next 10 years, but can still win awards.
Yes. He cannot attend, but he can still be nominated and win awards.
Who was it?
But he also resigned.
Yeah.
He resigned.
So how does I guess I don't
membership or
understand how it
whatever.
works.
Well, because both of them were trying to get their thing done before the other.
Yeah.
So they both made a judgment.
He's
You can't quit. You're fired.
he's not like a
Pretty
member.
You can't fire me, I quit.
He's not a member anymore. But you don't have to be a member to be nominated or win
Right.
things.
And you're just banned from being at the event.
Yeah.
You can't quit. You
He
just
can still
can't
go to the
attend
after
our.
parties.
Oh really?
Yeah. He can do everything but go to the award show.
Oh. my
SNL actually had a
goodness.
bit about it. I think it was Colin
That's
Jost
great.
was
I didn't
like,
watch it.
that sounds like you're being rewarded. Like, you can still win awards. You can still go to the after party. You just don't have to sit through the 4-hour program.
It's like if I wasn't allowed to go to the company Christmas party. I feel like, not that I'd want to go anyways.
But you
No
still
offense
got
to my fellow employees.
that you still get, but you still get like whatever they give away at the Christmas party.
Yeah, you still get a little gift bag on your desk when you come in Monday morning.
Probably not.
It's just for the sake of it.
It's a
Example,
comparison.
yeah.
It's a comparison.
Oh yes, yeah. Right.
He's so worried he's offended someone from his company right now.
I don't think any of them listen to this. I don't tell anybody about it.
Oh, fair enough.
I did once, like 3 years ago. But
I think this should have been here's my hot take. I think this should have been 5 years. You're banned from attending and you're banned from winning. Cut it in half, and then after 5 years, you can be fully reinstated. There's what I think should have happened.
How old will Will Smith be when this is over?
No.
who's gonna get their fair?
How old is Will Smith?
Gosh dang it!
53, so he'll be 63.
Wow.
He has plenty of time left.
He looks great for 53.
Chris Rock is 57.
He'll have
50 Evan?
He hit an elder.
He'll have 20 more.
I love that Chris
He'll have
Rock
20
is
more
the next
years.
person. Yeah.
He'll have 20 more years of being in the industry once he gets back in. So
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, banned for 10 years, but still gets to reap the rewards of the Oscars. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
good for him, I guess.
It is a thing. I don't think.
that's all I
Oh,
got.
I think the only thing that and we may have mentioned this last week, but I saw it as like a little sub note that like a Bad Boys 4 was officially put on hold. Well, yeah, I think
You
we
know
all kind
what-
of assumed that.
You know what
but-
kind of stinks? Bad Boys 3 was good.
Yeah. I remember-
Surprisingly good.
Wasn't Bad Boys 3 the highest grossing film of 2020?
20? Because it still came out like
Yeah.
during the pandemic. Yeah, it was before all the theaters were like,
That's
"We're done. We're
awesome.
done."
That is awesome, actually. That
Yeah.
Bad Boys 3.
I think it was until Tenet came out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pre-pandemic. Not, I mean,
Yeah,
then it was during
yeah.
pandemic. Over in the chat, Nick asks, who gets work first, Ezra Miller or Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith, for sure.
Um,
That said, I don't think Ezra is going to have to wait that long. Bad actors, and I say bad actors as in like people who do bad things in Hollywood, their half-life on their crimes is short.
Yeah.
I think Will Smith gets it just because he's already got stuff lined up.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know that Ezra Miller's got anything lined up right now.
Fantastic Beasts 4.
Probably not, but he
They'll recast it.
Hollywood loves a comeback story, so give him a few years. Did I make a joke and I didn't know it?
I just thought of Gotham loves a comeback story when you said that.
Gotcha.
The last story I have, real quick, was Winning Time was renewed for season 2.
Saw that.
That show is awesome. It's on HBO. It's about the Lakers in the 80s.
Is it over now?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think there's 10 episodes.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's exciting. Well, we're at an hour and a half, so I'm going to save our Fanbox questions for next week.
No!
But thank you for submitting, Patrick and Mrs. Zilke. So we will we'll answer those questions next week. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching live. We record the show, or stream the show live on Twitch Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. So, we'd love to have you in the chat and talk with us. But then you can also go to YouTube and watch the show later, or we still always appreciate you, those of you who listen on the podcast. So submit us some more Fanbox questions. We're running low on our backlog. So and next week we will hopefully be reviewing the new Fantastic Beast.
Heck yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you back here then.
Or Ambulance.
Or Ambulance.
Or Sonic.
There's so many things, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.